bensound.com. 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 bensound.com.
Why is pickleball missing from the tags for this stream? Is that a what's the other side I stream to? I'm so fucking. Is that a Twitch thing? I simply must be honest. I have never been on Twitch. I mean, I'm on Twitch now. I have performed comedy for literally upwards of double digits of people on Twitch at any one time. But I myself have never gone to Twitch for entertainment. I'm so old. I'll tell you this. I have never once thought, hey, I should get into Twitch streamers. I should watch and consume them. I have this thought about once a week. I go, hey, should I get a VCR? Should I get into VHS tapes again? Because nostalgia, which is an inherently fascist impulse, we must embrace the new, but we all fall victim to it. Don't pretend you don't. And I'm like, man, if I put Kindergarten Cop on VHS, I am gonna just be vibing hard. How we doing, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I should add pickleball. Tell me what else I should add to the tags and wherever the hell I'm streaming. YouTube, I think it's only YouTube and Twitch. I try to stream on TikTok and they're like, you're not allowed. I'm not on TikTok either, and I absolutely fucking 100% will not be. Not because it's Chinese propaganda. First off, I embrace Chinese propaganda. President Xi, my people desire freedom. Come, save us. Although now it was bought by like an American company or something. Oh, listen to that weird chord. I don't know. TikTok is just fast and loud and annoying, and I don't get it, and I don't like it. And it's like how my dad felt when I showed him a Sum 41 music video, which I never did. If I had been like, hey, Dad, would you like to watch a Sum 41 video? He would have beaten the hell out of me just for asking him that. But if I had, I'd imagine he would have had a similar reaction as I do to all of TikTok, where I'm like, who are these people? Are they Canadian? Stop it. Speaking of music, we're about to play a song. We being me, the royal we. I'm non-binary now. I'm non-binary, and so if you don't watch this stream, you're actually doing a hate crime. JK, it's not nice to make fun of people. I think it's very brave for the trans people. Very brave to defy the will of God like that. I'm kidding. I love you all. I like to start every stream with a song. Why? It gives people time to fill in, and you know, why not? I like playing guitar. I like singing. I'm trying to get better at singing. That's definitely a goal of mine. I do my scales. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Or just my intervals, like a major third. Major third, major third, major third, major third. What if I go to a minor third? Minor third, third minor, third minor, third major, third major, third minor, third minor. I want to be able to sing harmonies, so like I can do this and go third major, third major, third minor, third minor. Chuck some hashtag conservative and hashtag patriot. Yeah, I just like copy and paste the description from all the previous ones. I question the degree as to which no minors. What about a, what do they call it? It's a fifth, perfect fifth. A perfect 5-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Majors only. Nope, I'm sorry. We're gonna get some minors going on here. Listen, call this guitar Little St. James, because we're about to have some minors on it, okay? You know what I'm saying? Coal miners. That used to be a joke when I would do stand-up. You have to have a good joke to open it up, to get them on your side. A nice, like, one-liner. And a joke I used to go up and go, you know, I got in trouble recently. I had sex with a miner. Yeah. It was a coal miner, as it turns out. Yep. A 13-year-old coal miner. That would get laughs. Oh. So I let people vote on what song I'm going to be opening up the stream with. And I realized afterwards, after I put up the poll, that I fucked up. Okay? I should have put a Bad Bunny song or a Kid Rock song as the two options and have people choose. Really, we're going to settle the culture war here. But then I realized Kid Rock's song Ba With Da Ba, of course, Bang Da Bang Diggy Diggy, we all know that, is in the same key, E minor, as Bad Bunny's Titi mi pregunto, which I believe stands for my grandmother is my girlfriend, my auntie is my girlfriend. I don't know. They're both in the key of E minor. So what if we... We're going to tell you how to get a girlfriend, Scooter McPiles, pretty soon. The first thing you're going to want to do is learn to play guitar, okay? Now, a lot of people are wondering, like, okay, what kind of girlfriend do I need to get? Do I want to get a big boony Latina? Big boobs. Oh, I see, yeah. Well, first off, what you want to do is get a fat bitch, all right? Get a nice big fat bitch. They have low self-esteem, okay? And then you keep her fat. If she starts doing Ozempic, you make up bullshit. You go, I read a story that actually they tested them on mice, and all the mice developed dicks in their brain. Yeah, their brains had little penises in them. Then you're gonna want to learn to play guitar, okay? And you're gonna want to be doing some smooth Latin. But what if reggaeton's all good, all right? Reggaeton. A really hot woman who was like 20 years younger than me. I didn't even think to fuck her. I looked at her like art. I mean, she wouldn't have fucked me if I was her age too. But anyway, that's not the point. She said she went to a music festival. I worked with her a couple years back, and she was like, and she was very nice. And now I feel bad. I mean, why do I feel bad that I said she was hot? She was a very attractive woman, you know, and she wanted me, but actually I was like, you're actually kind of busted. So anyway, said she went to this Latin music festival, and I was like, what kind of music? And the way she said reggaeton just always stuck in my head. Anyway, maybe they like the reggaeton music, but maybe they're also an American loving patriot. This song is for both. Auntie asked me if I have a lot of girlfriends. Today I have one, tomorrow I have another one, but hey, there's no wedding. Auntie asked me if I have a lot of girlfriends. Today I have one, tomorrow I have another. And I take them to the VIP. Say hello to Auntie. Take a selfie. Say cheese. Hey, ball with the ball, bang, bang. Diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, bang, bang. Diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, bang, bang. Diggy, said the boogie. Let the ones I already fucked smile in the VIP. Say hello to Auntie in the VIP. Ball with the ball, the bang, the dang, diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, the dang, diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. My auntie asked me if I have a lot of girlfriends. Today I have one, tomorrow I'll have another. But there's no wedding. Auntie asked me if I have a lot of girlfriends. Today I have one, tomorrow I have another. I really like the Gabrielas, the Patricias, the Nicoles, the Sophias. My first girl in kindergarten, Maria. And my first love's name was Talia. I got a Colombian who writes me every day, and a Mexican I don't even know about. Another one in San Antonio that still loves me, and the ones from PR that are all mine. A Dominican who is a fresh hottie, a fresh hottie. One from Barcelona that came by plane, and that says my dick is fire. I let them play with my heart. I like to move them all to a mansion. If they get married, I'll send them an invitation. Ball with the ball, bang, da dang, diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, dang, da dang, diggy, said the boogie, said up. My name is Kid Bunny. My name is Bad Rock. My auntie asked me, she says, ball with the ball, dang, diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. Ball with the ball, dang, diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. All right, that did it. That solved the culture war, guys. We don't have a culture war anymore. So the song people actually voted for. We're going to do that, then we'll start talking. I'll post this to different Discord channels. But the song people actually voted for was a love song. I decided to make them all love songs because tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So Scooter McPiles, you got to get on it. Oh, hell yeah, Harsh Brute, cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Remove that space, guys. You gotta remove the space. I fully endorse that product. Streamboo.com. Highly endorse it. It's great. You get so many real viewers. You get the best possible viewers, which are Indian robots. Of course, by that I mean Indian men sitting in a call center somewhere. That's their job. You make 5 cents. No, they don't. They just have robots do that. The Indian guys making money are the ones on Twitter who just respond, yes, Elon Musk, you are very smart, big penis. I need girlfriend and cheap viewers. Well, guess what, my friend? Streamboo offers you both. You got to remove that space, though. All right? If you don't remove the space, you will unfortunately end up getting fucked by a man. Which, there's worse things. So this next song is a love song. It's by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. It's from my generation. I'm very old. I have to look at the lyrics because I realized I forget them. I'm very old. This song came out, I think, I could be wrong about this, but around the invention of the steam engine is when they came up with this one. And it's really good, and people need to like it. And it starts with a single note. Let me bring this down to the guitar right here. Pack up, I'm straight enough. Oh, say, you'll say, you'll say, you'll say. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Mass, wait, they don't love you like I love you. Don't stray, my kind, your kind, I'll stay the same, make all. Don't stray, oh say, you'll say. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Nice, wait. They don't love you like I love you. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. Let's start the show. We're hanging out. How we doing, everybody? Where are we coming from? Oh my God. Hosie said P and V. What does that stand for? What does that? I don't know. I'm never. Pickleball in Vegas, I think is what it stands for. I think you're going to a big pickleball tournament. Listen, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Some people say Valentine's Day is bullshit created by greeting card companies, and they're wrong. There are no greeting card companies, only Israel. Those are the ones producing the greeting cards. Israel, every single one. It's how they balance out the murder. JK, what's the history of Valentine's Day? When did Valentine's Day become a thing? Let's look that up. I'm curious. There's Saint Valentine, who, as far as I understand it, was at one point the guitar player for Maroon 5. Let me go to the browser. Oh, we're about to see a cute video. There's a cute video. There's a cute video. All right. Oh, the browser's not there. Just a second. There we go. So let's look up Valentine's Day. When did it, no, don't give a shit. It's Saturday, February 14th. We know that. Valentine's Day, also called Saint Valentine's Day, is or the Feast of Saint Valentine. Many great names. Is celebrated annually on February 14th. It originated as a Christian feast day honoring a martyr named Valentine, and through later folk traditions, it has become a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebration of romance, commitment, and love in many regions of the world, namely North Korea. People don't know that. I'm getting messages here. But when did it start, okay? A Valentine's card circa 1909. All right, so it's been around at least since 1909. And they put children on all the cards because, again, it's all Israel, it's all pedophiles, all the way down. People don't know that. Actually, Valentine's Day created by Jeffrey Epstein. Numerous early Christian martyrs were named Valentine. The Valentines honored on February 14th are Valentine of Rome and Valentine of Tyranny. Valentine of Rome was a priest in Rome who was martyred in 269. Oh, let me share this stream, by the way. I'm going to go back to here. So yeah, Valentine's Day is happening. Who gives a shit? But what I want to tell you guys, and I'm going to share the stream in some Discord channels and stuff like that right now. How to pick up women. Some people might say, but aren't you being heteronormative? How do I pick up men? Men are so fucking stupid. You want to know how to pick up a man? You walk up to him and you touch him and say you look good, and he will come in his pants, which should be your goal. If you're a woman who has sex with man, or I believe there have been some advances in science and they've made it so men can actually have sex with each other now. It requires a series of tubes, but I think it can be done. All right, let me post this. I'm going to tell you guys how to find women to smooch. Again, men, I'm not talking about that. I've never had sex with a man. I'm not even gay. Are you saying I'm a homosexual? Because that's disgusting. I'm hanging out, talking my little bullshit. Do 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 do. Anyway, you got to try streaming from a Virgin YouTube account next time. Feels like this account has been put in a really isolated corner of the algorithm, coming at you from the 51st state. Oh shit, which one is that? Are you English? Because if so, disgusting and degenerate. This is like a Virgin account. The thing is, whatever account I go to, listen, I did stand up for a long time. I tried to make it in show business. I am inherently toxic to any fucking algorithm. I don't know. I could get bitter about it, but I could start a new channel. As soon as I start talking, I'm inevitably going to say that someone has Down syndrome, or I'm going to be like, listen, you shouldn't fuck kids, but if someone puts a gun to your head and is like, you gotta be a pedophile, fuck somebody who's turning 18 tomorrow. As close to 18 as possible. See, those are the kind of thoughts I have and I share. Again, I don't think you should fuck kids. It's bad to fuck kids. But the older they are, the better. Where do I get that gayifying Moderna vaccine that JFK Jr. killed? Well, you have to have sex with RFK Jr. Sorry. I saw someone in Chicago with a bumper sticker today that said, make America healthy again, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Because I live in a city. I've lived in a very liberal kind of, liberal lefty bubble. We'll talk about the difference between liberals and lefties later. And I'm going to tell you who to vote for. All right. There's a lot of weird, dumb controversy over who Hassan Piker's going to vote for. Because the problem is he's too hot. So whenever he says anything, everyone has to fucking give a shit. But anyway, I saw some with the RFK Jr. vaccine. With the vaccine, which is just bear meat made into a slurry and injected into your ass. But I'm here for all of it, and I respect that, Jose. I like that. Here's the thing about picking up women. You'll see all these weird incels on the internet who are like, women needs to fucking, women will only fuck a guy who's like 6'4". And as someone who's 6'4" and has spent a lot of time not having sex, I spent the vast majority of my time not having sex. I've spent some of it having sex. Those are the fun times. And that you don't want to spend all the time having sex, but you'd want to, maybe at least be like, 1% of your life is having sex. So that would mean, if you have sex in 1 minute, which is, I think, especially a long time for a man to have sex, then, I guess that would have to be minutes. So let's say you're doing 1 full hour of lovemaking, and because we're including, the time it takes afterwards to both order and eat the Papa John's. Let's say it's 1 full hour. Each day is 24. So like roughly once a week. I mean, let's say let's just bump it up and say you're hoping to have sex for 90 minutes every week. And if you're not doing that, you're an incel. God, probably my average, because I've had so many long stretches where I'm not having sex. I've probably spent like 0.06% of my life having sex. Because I haven't had much, and when I have had it, I get in and get out real quick, baby. That's a guarantee, all right? That is a guarantee that if I have sex with you, I'm not going to take up a lot of your time. But all these weird incels will be out there saying, like, women will only fuck these guys if they have $100,000 and they're 6'4" and they have a huge dick. And as I've said in the pod, I've said on the stream before, women don't even know what a huge dick is. Okay, put a fucking baby carrot in there and just tell them it's a big dick. They'll believe it. Women are so stupid, guys. This is my genuine position. All right, to all of the incels, guys, you don't know. Because you don't actually talk to really much of anybody. You stay indoors and it's a fucking problem. And we need to take the internet away from you and start a government program to have you all like building windmills or something. If we could have a government program, if everyone's like, I'm not going to vote for Gavin Newsom. I'll vote for Gavin Newsom, but he has to have two positions. All right, 2 positions. The first, everyone who's annoying on Facebook is killed, is put in camps. Secondly, all of these weird incels, and I'm not counting them as the being annoying on the internet because they're their own thing. All of them, they get the internet taken away from them and they are put in a program where they have to build windmills or solar panels. All right? It's like World War II, but we're attacking the lack of energy. I know they want AI girlfriends. All right? They can only have as much internet as they can personally produce the energy for. But it's got to be outdoors, all right? I think that would solve a lot of problems that we have in society. But all of these guys think that women have such high standards, and it's like, you don't know how many women I've actually met who are just dating fucking losers. Or just have like fucked a disgusting guy. Women are so stupid. Dude, like, ooh, unless someone's like ripped and does 100 push-ups, no one will fuck them. And be like, I've known guys that are literally homeless and they're not that hot. Truly, I've known guys who there's not a lot going for them. It's not even like they're particularly funny. Because I think back of all the comedians I knew when I was doing comedy who, were like quasi-homeless. Like they certainly, maybe someone would let them crash on the couch, but that was a day-by-day situation. People would fuck them. They were not good looking. They were pallid. Here is the honest way to pick up women. And I say this, of course, as a man who, as I mentioned previously, has spent 0.6% of his life having sex. All right? Well, you consider how fast I do it. You'll realize. I've had sex with, one time I sat down and counted it. I've had sex with, I think, around 30 people. Which is like, I think more than most. And again, I mean, I am tall, and that does help, to be honest. It's not good for the short kings out there. But here's really, because I didn't really start having sex until I was like, really in my later 20s. Like I lost my virginity at 15 on Epstein's Island. I was the one Chris Tucker fucked. Chris Tucker from the Rush Hour movies is all, somehow the Rush Hour movies are the most satanic fucking films of all time. God damn. Anyway, but I was having sex later, and here's the trick, right? Is to have a conversation with a woman. Now, it's hard to tell you how to have a conversation. That's the kind of thing you got to figure out yourself. But like, ask them questions. You know, the point is, you go into all this bullshit like this, you know, mystery, like, here's how I, you know, mog them or whatever it is. You do need to do that. You do need to mog them. You need to come follow the advice of my good friend Clavicular, who, as I understand it, is a 19-year-old man whose body doesn't produce testosterone. So I think he can't have sex anymore, even if he wanted to, which he doesn't. I think he says sex with women is gay. You should, which is true, and I agree with that. I agree with everything this guy says. He's into face maxing, which apparently is where you punch yourself in the face to break the bones in your cheeks so they heal and reform. And yeah, I don't know. Well, there's a lot. That guy's a whole fucking thing. He's the best. We love him. He'd vote for Gavin Newsom. Ooh, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But first, I have to get my audience laid. You guys need to be having sex already. God damn. Just talk to a woman. Listen, here's the thing. Women want to have sex too. They do. You got to break this mentality. All right? This is a self-advice channel now. You have to break this mentality of like, if a woman fucks you, they're doing you a favor. A lot of time they are. But you can't have that in your head. All right? It's not good. Women want to have sex too. They might not want to have sex with you. They might not want to have sex tonight. And some don't want to have sex. Asexual people exist, etc., etc. I'm fucking, miss me with the woke bullshit. We all know what I'm talking about. We all know I'm being broad. The point here isn't so much any individual woman wants to have sex with an individual man, as much as the notion of women not wanting to have sex is not true, okay? And women, and I've previously said they're the stupidest things on earth, which is not true. They're the second stupidest behind men. Non-binary people, they don't count. They're floating above us all. They're amazing. We love them. Shout out to my NBs. Anyway, talk to a woman, have a conversation. See if you can make them laugh, be funny, but just talk to them, see what they're into. Back when I was on the fucking dating scene, man, and back when I was having my 0.06% of my life having sex, not 0.6%, mind you. All right? Not 60% of 1%, 6% of 1%. And even that, I'm honestly, I got a Facebook notification. And even that, honestly, I'm probably being a little too fucking generous with the time. I got a marketplace. Because I'm trying to sell this fucking stupid thing. No, never mind, it's not important. My move when I'd find the women on the Tinders, that was really the last one I was on. I was on OkCupid. Motherfucker, I'm so old, dude. I paid like $12 a month for eHarmony, and I did get laid off it. Hell yeah. Good times. Twice, actually. That's better. Go to eHarmony. First off, women, if you're looking for advice, don't fuck anyone. Shut it down until men figure it out, all right? And it's going to take maybe about 10 years until they build all the windmills. Women, the pussy is shut down until the men have built enough solar panels to be able to power AI girlfriends, all right? But back when I was on the dating apps, I'd be like, hey, do you want to meet me at this bar? And sometimes they didn't, I was all about meeting someone in person right away, and I think that might scare some women away, and that's fine. Again, you can't get stuck up by anybody who's like, I don't know anyone under 60 used eHarmony. What makes you think I'm under 60? I'm 67 years old. I would have been on, I was young when I was on eHarmony. I would have been literally like 23 at the time. Yeah, it was wild. There were people on there. People were fucking off eHarmony back in the day. You guys don't know. You kids have no idea. Here's how we have sex. I've done this before too. You go to a bar and you just start talking to random people. And the principle remains the same, On the apps, I would try to meet people as soon as possible. And, that might, and you have some fun conversation with them, but I'd give it a day or two, then ask if they wanted to go, like, have a drink somewhere, go. My place was Boiler Room in Chicago. Is that still open? God. Boiler Room, Chicago. The Boiler Room, it's still there. Oh, we're going to go to the browser. Oh, we get this. Wait, no. Oh, no, it's Boiler Room TV. Boiler Room in Logan Square. Chicago, is that still around? Boiler Room, popular, closed in November 2022 after a 12-year run. It says here, known for its 12.50 PB&J special, pizza, beer, and a Jameson. It says Star Wars themed decor, but I don't necessarily remember that about it. But I'm probably misremembering this, but I remember the PB&J special. Slice of pizza, thing of beer, a shot of Jameson was like $5. I'm probably misremembering. It's not important. Yeah, it did have a CTA-themed bathroom and a rotating deck oven. Okay, well, Boiler Room closed, ending a 12-year run in Logan Square. So closed in 2022, so it opens in 2010. So would have been, damn, Boiler Room has been, bar none, the worst pizza I've had in the city. Boiler Room's not that bad. These people are full of shit. I've had much good sex. But anyway, I lived around the corner from Boiler Room. And so, you get a cheap slice of pizza and some beer and a shot, And he asked them to go out. And again, some of them wouldn't be comfortable with that. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. My goal was to find people, talk to them, and hopefully have sex with them. Maybe date them, like see them more often. Whatever. I didn't have big goals. Was I a bit of a fuck boy? Maybe I was a bit of a fuck boy. But, I was honest and real with women and be like, I'm not looking for a relationship unless, you meet someone. But I wasn't even not looking for, I was just sort of whatever. Like, whatever happens, happens, man. But the point is, just talk to them. And then when it feels natural, you got to go by instinct here. But give it a couple hours. Go, hey, do you want to come back to my place, watch a movie, or play cards? If you've been talking about something silly like guitar, be like, want to come back to my place? I'll show you. I have this great mashup of Bad Bunny and Kid Rock I put together. Would you like to see that? Then, when you get them back to the apartment, that, of course, is when you drug them. You give them pills. Just kidding. Not funny. Don't abuse people. But no, you get them on the couch. Maybe you're watching a movie. You put an arm over them. You know what I'm saying? There's the old bit. All right, which is don't do this. This is very stupid. You go, hey, did you hear the story of the frog? And you put your arm on one shoulder and go, hey, it went from here to over here. And the whole time you were masturbating, by the way. You're just furiously masturbating. No, but you talk to them, you maybe give them a smooch or two. And the thing is, you got to listen to their signs, okay? Because I'm telling this to young men, all right? And in an ideal world, we get into weird areas of consent here. And in an ideal world, women, every single time they felt uncomfortable, would vocalize and say, I am feeling uncomfortable right now. I would like to leave, or whatever it is. If they want to leave, if they feel this guy is threatening to them, or they're not comfortable with where this is going. If you put an arm around them and they don't want to feel that, in that moment, they don't like that. In an ideal world, they would vocalize that. And, I want to recommend women vocalize that. Unfortunately, it's always tough. There's always chances of violence and things like that. I think it's low. I think if you honestly voice your concerns to a man, the chances that he would be violent to you are very, very low. Not impossible. Not impossible. But this is kind of the whole point, It's tough. If you've been funny and real to a woman, and, this was also like over 10 years ago for me, so maybe it's all fucking different now. But, if they feel they would not, I think you should look for signs, because they can always change their mind. And this is not like, once you get them home, it's all fair game. You should be constantly listening and assessing what they're into. All right? But if they're coming back to your place with you, they are probably willing to fuck you. More likely than not, they are willing to fuck you. Okay? All right. But because the thing about it, and this is what women don't want to say, there's nothing sexy about being like, hey, do I have informed, enthusiastic consent? But you want to get it. Okay? So if you're smooching them, and maybe you want to what you want to do, because you can just say hey, I'm going to finger you or something. You can say that. I wouldn't recommend it. What I'd say is slowly put your hand in there and listen to their symbols. Okay? Listen to what their signals, rather. Okay? I told the girl I was having trouble reading her messages because my phone screen got greasy from how much I was kissing her PFP. I'm going to tell you something. I understood and related and was totally on board with every word of that comment up to PFP. The fuck is that? Penis finding pussy? No, that's too dirty. What if it was pineapple? Fuck! Papaya! It was pretty funny to me. That's what it stands for. Pineapple, fuck, papaya. Ahem. Yes, I don't know what a PFP is. I'm guessing from context it's like some sort of avatar or something like that. Here's how you pick up women. I'm down with what the kids are into. So you ask for her number. You put it in your Nokia Razr flip phone, okay? Profile pic. Do you not remember MySpace? No, I'm 12 years old. I don't remember. I don't remember ever calling the profile pic on PFP profile pic on MySpace. I think I just called it like my picture on MySpace or something. I got laid off MySpace too in college. I actually kind of think I was in college at the perfect time in terms of social media because I was there when it was starting, and so it was widespread and it was a cool new way to interact with people, and it did make it easier to have sex with them, which is how like Facebook was sold to me. I mean, it was MySpace first, and I was kind of on there, but I remember someone being like, Facebook, it's this new site, and it's like a hookup site. You can fuck people. And I remember going, hey, I think this thing, that's true. I am very woke, and I can identify as any age. Nothing I say ever should be taken seriously or literally. That is part of, maybe we'll talk a little bit about it later, but when people are mad, like, oh, Hassan Piker said he's not going to vote for Gavin Newsom, and I'm like, he's a guy on the fucking internet. Who gives a shit? Okay? First off, he's not going to fucking support anybody unless they're communist. And even then, he probably won't just because that's not his fucking show. Okay? His show, his whole take is America bad, fuck America. And guess what? America's bad a whole hell of a lot of the time. So, you know, he's going to have a lot of valuable information. But if you're in a scenario where you feel like America bad isn't necessarily the full extent of any issue, it's going to be somewhat lacking. The bigger point is like, he's just a fucking idiot talking on the internet. I'm just an idiot talking on the fucking internet. Don't take anything we say seriously. At fucking all. Look up your own shit. Research shit. And who gives a fuck if people like, I mean, it's just this weird anger people have about like, oh, these people are saying they're not going to vote blue no matter who. Yeah, they're not. And you might want them to, and I probably would want them to as well. I'm not as sort of down on the Democratic Party as a lot of people, but that's their fucking position, man. They've made it very clear that their position, and some would argue like, oh, they're grifting for clout or money. I don't fucking know. But like, their position is going to be they will not support anyone unless they are bare minimum Democratic socialist. And if you disagree, then you gotta, you know, put your people forward. That's the whole point of this process, all right? But if they're saying they won't vote, like, feel free to yell at them if you'd like. It kind of goes back to always what I feel, where for a lot of people, the argument against, like, why did the Democrats lose in 2024? And then people say, like, oh, Democrats always lose, and they're being stupid. Democrats win a lot. They lost in 2024, and they have plenty of problems. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying that you're not getting a whole picture if you just have a position of, like, they always lose. But specifically why they lost in 2024, a lot of people basically say, well, at a federal level, they need better voters. And again, maybe they do. Maybe they do. But, like, that's not how it works. You can't scold people. You have to convince people. And I would twist it back onto people like Hassan Piker, too, and all these far lefties who are like, I won't vote for Gavin Newsom. I will never support Gavin Newsom. Well, how about right now, if that's how you feel, express it, I guess. I don't agree with it, but express it. But why do you got to phrase it as like, fuck, I hate the Democrats? Why can't you phrase it as I like my person? Because there's a primary process. And I know all these people are like, oh, but the establishment's going to pick who they want. And they're not entirely wrong. Obviously, you know, there are people who, the Democratic Party as an organization will push people that will strengthen the Democratic Party as an organization, at least in their position, okay? At least in their estimation, rather. But like, push other people forward. It's a primary. You don't just have to sit there and be like, I warned them, I told them not to nominate a centrist. You know why these fucking people can win a primary, and I don't think Gavin Newsom will win a primary, but maybe I'm wrong. But like, why did Hillary Clinton win a primary? Why did Joe Biden win a primary? Because the base of support for the Democratic Party is Democratic voters. It is not fucking communists on Reddit, okay? Now, if you guys want your candidates, if left-wing progressives want their candidates to be represented at the federal level, there are two ways to go about that. Either you get enough other communists on Reddit to go vote in the primaries, because despite what you people think, you are wrong. The online lefties are wrong about this. Democratic primary is not rigged. Even if you look to Bernie Sanders in 2016, all right, not even counting 2020, that's another thing. But even in 2020, listen, in 2016 and 2020, the Democratic Party did things I didn't particularly care for, okay? And I volunteered for the Bernie campaign. I worked for Bernie. Bernie was my fucking guy. And I still think he would have been an amazingly transformational president. That's why I caucused for him. I made calls for him. I texted for him. At one point, someone in the campaign told me I needed to stop referring to him as Big Dick Bernard, which I was doing in text messages. They also, because the other thing, when I was texting for Bernie, I was told often, hey, if somebody says that they've, or kind of vote for Trump or vote for somebody else, just don't engage, like move on. But, you know, I wouldn't. When people all the time would be like, fuck you, communist faggot, I would be like, why do you feel that way? The best was I volunteered for the Kamala Harris campaign. That's true. And I made calls and I was like, I think we could have a problem here. When I was making calls like the week before the election, and we weren't like even calling people who were like on the fence voters. The idea is we were supposed to call people that are already set up in the system as voters just to remind them how to vote. But obviously that wasn't the filtering was not done terribly correctly. But I called a number of people who called me a communist or said we don't talk about politics or said shut up. One guy I called and I had like a 30-minute conversation with him. I think he basically was the moderate voter where he was like, listen, man, I hate Trump. I don't like anything about it, but Kamala Harris is a radical leftist. And I tried to break down the policies and be like, no, she's not a radical leftist. She's very centrist. She has not mentioned. And he goes, trans people. Because trans people is the fucking number one. Hi, Lamp. Welcome. Thanks for coming. We're talking about why everyone should vote for Gavin Newsom. And if you don't, you're a fascist. No, I'm talking about when I made phone calls for the Kamala Harris campaign and probably cost her the presidency. My job was calling the swing states, and I'm a radical left tit. That's a great point. Everybody has slightly bigger, one tit slightly bigger than the others, right? That's how I am too. Anyway, so this guy, I talked to him for like 30 minutes and break down, like, I don't think Kamala Harris is a radical leftist. You know, she's incredibly moderate, et cetera, et cetera. She's very centrist. And then at the end, he just goes like, yeah, but I just don't think trans kids should be a thing. I don't think they should be allowed. And the guy had expressed libertarian tendencies leading up to this, which I was sympathetic to. I was like, I don't trust the government either. I really don't. I get where you're coming from, you know? But I think that between these two candidates, Donald Trump and... gee, was I wrong? It was like fucking Donald Trump is going to be way more into government overreach and like expanding the executive branch and all these things that we agree are bad. But we talk about the trans thing and I go, listen. I'm not going to sit here and try to like sell you on kids being trans, whether that's like quote unquote real, you know, whatever it is. Because, I mean, in my opinion, there are people who are trans, and that's, you know, a fact. I want to say biological fact. I'm not sure. I really have no fucking idea. I have no fucking idea. But the bigger point is that, like, the question I have for you, right, when it comes to medical care of children, because let's talk about that. Let's not even talk about the social component or whatever. For medical care of children, who do you think should have the final say? The child's doctor and parents or the government? And the guy immediately just goes, well, the government if they're going to be trans. Like, we have to stop them. And you realize there are no libertarians. I'm not a libertarian because ultimately I have limits the way everybody is. At the end of the day, there is something that screws people up enough that they are so fucking scared of that they will want the boot of the state to fucking crush it. Okay? For this guy, for a lot of people, it's trans people. You're a genuine libertarian? You might be. I say there are none. There are some. There are actually some. And to be fair, I'm sympathetic to a lot of their aims. They are, unfortunately, R-word slurred. They are R-slurred because at the end of the day, their position is like, it would be better if we didn't even have a society. And I'm like, well, I'm not sure I agree with you, but that's also like not going to happen. So I don't know what we're going to know. Lamp, what's your opinion on if Hassan Piker will vote for Gavin Newsom? He said he won't, and that's news. This is a drama channel, so we start drama with other lefties. I'm kidding. I don't really give a shit. But I do want to talk about whether you should vote for Gavin Newsom, the people watching this, because that's a far more interesting conversation for me to have here. But one guy, the best guy I called when I was calling people for Kamala Harris, guy said, hey, I'm calling for the Kamala Harris campaign. The guy goes, oh, yeah, I'll vote for her if she comes over and sucks my dick. Somebody IRL brought up Hassan to me yesterday, and I was immediately furious for no reason. That's fair. Hassan's too hot. Well, listen, we'll talk about him because it is a drama channel. This is a drama channel. We start fights with people. All right? Who has a lot of followers? Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast raped me. He committed sexual assault against me. I'm starting it here. This is a drama channel. But anyway, the guy goes, I'll vote for Kamala Harris if she sucks my dick. And I laugh and I go, we could probably arrange that. Give me your address. When are you available next week? And there was a beat, and like, he was clearly kind of angry because he didn't laugh or anything back. He wasn't having fun. He just goes, hey, fuck you, tranny, and hung up. And I think he was genuinely bothered that he didn't like trigger me. And I was like, listen, motherfucker, everyone volunteering on the Kamala Harris campaign is like wine moms who, again, were very correct. All right. What's the meme that I love where it's like the average fucking online socialist and it's like some hipster ass looking piece of shit in a coffee shop going, actually, I'm being transvestigated at the moment. I saw that on there. Can you confirm at this moment that you don't have a penis? And can you confirm that if you did have a penis, it would be smaller than mine? That's really all I care about. Listen, if you want to be trans, that's fine. Knock yourself out, all right? But you can't have a dick bigger than my dick, all right? We're nipping that right in the bud, all right? That's my only rule. No. What was I saying? Yes, the guy, everybody, the meme. I'm being so stupid. I'm getting distracted by everything. There's always a point in the stream where the edible hits, and we're having fun with it. Sometimes before I do the stream, I'm like, should I not do an edible? Should I not have a drink? Should I try to be more professional? And like, I've accepted the streams are just fun. They're just for me to fucking talk, to just yap, because that's amusing for me. But I like the memes where it's the piece of shit hipster being like, I don't know, I just feel like the MAGA voter is the proletariat, the noble proletariat, but perhaps don't know their own economic position. And then the average resistance wine mom says every Republican alive is an affront to God. I kind of unironically identify as a resistance wine lib now. I kind of am. But like, all the rest of them were fucking resistance wine. I'm like, dude, motherfucker. I almost said the N-word right there, which I don't say in my private life. I never would. With a soft A. With the softest A you've ever heard in your life. I want to be like, motherfucker, I've been on the internet since the 90s. I was on the internet back when it actually was the Wild West. Before like 7 incredibly wealthy pedophiles were like, oh, we got to lock that down. Oh, that could be a problem. We got to... motherfucker, I've just seen beheading videos, all right? 2 girls, 1 cup. That was gross. Glass ass. You guys ever see glass ass? Where a guy puts a mason jar on the ground and then sits on it and puts a whole mason jar up his ass. And then, let me finish, the jar breaks. And so he's just digging pieces of glass out of his asshole. Do you think there's literally anything you could say to me? Literally anything. Motherfucker, I know more slurs than you. We have slurs they haven't even gotten in fucking rural Pennsylvania, asshole. They can never decide what kind of sexism to use on me. Yeah, that is... I don't know. That is it. The whole transvestigation thing is very fun. And why are we not doing it to Erica Kirk? Is Candace Owens saving that? You know, because that's Candace Owens' favorite thing is to say someone's trans. She at one point was saying that the president of France's wife was trans, which again, it reminds me a little bit of when all of the online right-wing pundits were like mad at, quote, Somalians, and I guess they still are. That's still a big touch point, Somalians, which is favorite 2000s era shock site. I mean, I don't know if it was the best, but I was a Rotten.com guy. And I was active on the Something Awful forums, which wasn't really a shock site, so to speak, but they had elements of that. But yeah, Rotten.com was mine back in the day. Anyway, you hear all this talk about Somalians, and you realize that this is not an organic movement. This is not just because Americans are super racist, but they're literally too stupid to know what Somalia is. If you ask the average American, especially the racists, like, what's your least favorite African country? They go, Africa got countries? I mean, they might literally not even know they're from Africa. They might just be like, I don't know, they're the blacks and I hate the blacks. To call them Somalian is such a clear sign. It's the fucking, it's the Inglourious Bastards thing with a holding up three like this, which is not how the Germans do it. It's like this. I've just spoiled a very important scene in Inglourious Bastards, but it's a meme, so whatever. But yes. There's that, and then whatever I was talking about before I just completely lost my absolute train of thought. Trans people aren't real, though. They're not. There's never been a trans person. Just kidding. I do sometimes think that the existence of a quote-unquote trans person is sort of just like an inelegant stopgap in the greater path of gender abolition. Because the idea of a trans person, as I understand it, is somebody who feels, for whatever reason, more akin to the social role. NGO comment, Portland anti-ICE activist caught. What's NGOcomment.com? Is this another one? There's a lot of videos you have of like, here's me interacting with the worst people on earth. Like, don't do that. They're awful. I mean, listen, I respect your service. I like what you're doing. I was going to send a video, and I will watch the video in a second. I was going to send something to you the other day on Instagram. I'm following a guy who's fucking my ex-girlfriend. They're married. But by the way, he's not fucking my ex-girlfriend. I briefly fucked his wife. Like, that's, clearly the alpha relationship here. I don't know why. But anyway, nothing against him. Wish him well. She cheated on me a bunch. Not with him, but she moved out to LA and worked on Kel Mitchell's television show for a while. So much hotter than me. You guys have no idea. I talked a lot early in the stream about how stupid women are. And if you want to know how to have sex with women, fucking talk to them and ask them to have sex with you. Many will say no. Some will say yes. And guess what? The many don't count. Only the ones that say yes count. Yeah. But I was going to send you a poster because he was on Instagram. He put a picture that said, it was like him with a green frog person at a march in LA. And he's like, I'm hanging out with my best friend, or like, I'm such a big fan. What was it? Let me look it up right here. I'm not going to fucking put it up because then you guys would find him and tackle him or something. But let me find what he had to say. Oh, yeah, here it is. He said, got to meet a hero of mine, and how do I share this? Can I send this? Oh, copy a link. I'm going to send this from my phone to you, Lamp, in Discord, okay? Don't tell anybody who this guy is, or they will all yell at me. Wait, there you are. Okay. This is an Instagram. I don't know why I sent this to you, but anyway, we're having fun. It's actually Seth. Is it actually Seth? Who is Seth? What the fuck are you talking about? Is my girlfriend fucking Seth MacFarlane? Yes. Does he sing the whole time? Yes. Yeah, women are very, very stupid. Oh, it's not him. Did I say something about Seth? Was that what stupid joke was I making? Oh my God. Valentine's Day tomorrow. How we doing, guys? How we doing? All right, let me watch this video right here. Okay, let me pull it up. It just got sent to me in a direct message. Oh no, it was not a direct message. It was in the chat. All right, let me go to the chat here. Oh, it's not. Oh, is it actually? Oh, so Seth is your guy. All right. I don't fucking know. I give you credit for all of that, right? Seth is the original Portland Frog. I see. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. I mean, maybe he drove down, but this person is he's sort of a Gallagher too to Seth's Gallagher. He's touring where Seth doesn't want him to. Anyway, let's share this right here. We're gonna go to the browser, which means you get to watch the cute video again. They're dressed as a man who fucked children. Yep. NGO comment I don't like. Whenever we're talking, whenever I see a picture like this of this nice lady and then the NG letters after it, I'm like, I don't know about that. A Portland woman has been reported to police after a viral video showing her firing an airsoft gun at a drive-by at live streamers outside ICE facility. Okay, so first off, let me give you my take just reading the headline, which is how you should process all news. Never read anything else. Do not educate yourself. Being educated is the gayest shit. All right, just be stupid. So my first position here is twofold. A, don't fire an airsoft gun at people. That's not good. Come on, who wins? That's not nice. B, reporting her to police is bitch shit. All right. I'm not a total like abolish the police, never call the police. There are situations where you should call the police, but it honestly should be a real fucking like last call kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It should be a real fucking last resort. All right. They're probably not going to help you. All right, oh, this is Andy No. I never realized that. Oh, good for you. So Andy No, if you guys don't know, he calls himself a journalist and he's not. He's a strange man he's an Asian man from Portland who talks in a British accent despite not being British. Not even a little bit. I'm significantly more British than him. I'm half British. He is... Well, I never really think of myself as that because I was really just raised in America, but I guess I am. Anyway, I'm half British, only half pedophile. Only half subservient piece of shit pedophile. But anyway, Andy No kind of talks like this and claims to be a journalist, but he is one of those people that is exclusively dedicated to attacking the left. We could even call them far left, really just the left. And even more than that, he's more into that than like supporting the crazy right wingers and shit. But he claims to be a journalist and he's not. He just publishes shit like this. And again, I cannot stress enough how not British this guy is and how he talks like he's British. It's very fun. A Portland anti-ICE BLM style activist. Andy, what do you mean by BLM style? Andy, what could you be referring to? BLM style. My girlfriend just asked, how long are you doing a live stream for? Good question. I'll say I'll probably be done by like 7 at the latest. Oh, it autocorrected probably to print. At the latest. Why? Why? Oh, my brother just sent me a photo of my nephew, which I will absolutely not be putting up here. They do not want him on the internet at all. They would be very mad at me. And when I was home over Christmas, they were like, I was like, let's watch some fucking cool shit. Let's watch a good movie, dude. And then they were like, he can't be exposed to TV, actually. It's their first kid. Shut the fuck up. If I'm ever babysitting this kid. My phone died. Did I miss it? Yes, I hung dong for the first time. You missed it. Cute little baby. Cute little baby. Anyway, a Portland anti-ICE BLM style activist. It is so fucking blackpilling to be like, oh, people read... Because it's not crazy to be like, oh, people read this because they're fucking Nazis. I'm going to order teriyaki madness for dinner. And I'm going to get it. I want to go nowish so I can start drinking. Do you want something? I'm going to say, no, thank you. No, thank you. That's love, that's love, that's love. I did an edible and had some whiskey, so I'm a little drunk. So I'm a little inebriated. I'm gonna make my own dinner. Thanks, though. Anyway, I kind of want booze, but that's like a lot of work. Me too. To get booze, I have to go all the way to here, take that, put it to my mouth. Anyway, like I was saying, it's not blackpilling to be like, well, there are Nazis who read Andy Ngo and are like, I enjoy being a Nazi and I'm glad that he chose this photo and I hate black people. Like, yeah, that makes total sense to me. There are people like that. It is what it is. You know, thumbs down. I don't care for it. I don't think it's a good way to live your life. That's how people are. It is what it is. What truly fucking blackpills me is to be like, there are people so fucking stupid. They read these articles and are like, well, I'm not a racist. No, this isn't a racist article. What are you talking about? It's a BLM style activist. This doesn't mean anything else. What do you mean? Has been reported to the police after appearing to do a drive-by shooting on live streamers outside the ICE facility using an airsoft that looked like a real pistol. Around 20 pellets were fired. Now, you'll have to excuse me because I'm not 100% sure. The airsoft, is it like a paintball gun where it kind of hurts? Does it like leave a mark or anything? Or is it literally just like, pew? And you're like, what? Huh? Like, what? Does it actually hurt to get shot by an airsoft gun? Read my new report that was published in the Post Millennial. I will not. Here is a video of the... I've just little BBs, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Does it hurt? Well, listen, I have the whole fucking internet in front of me. Let's check it out. Does it hurt to get shot by an airsoft, shot with an airsoft gun? It was right there. Generally cause a sharp sting-like pain similar to a rubber band snap, usually resulting in minor welts or bruises. Yeah, I mean, listen. Tommy was laughing after. Okay, that of course makes sense. Because also these people are probably wearing like coats and shit. It's cold outside. Listen, I don't necessarily recommend doing this. Let's watch it. Let's see what this video is. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I still think calling the police is a bitch-ass move.
Oh, here she comes. Round the horn.
So one thing I'm learning doing these streams, this is amazing. Everyone in Portland is a live streamer. Is that the #1 industry in Portland, Oregon? Is holding a phone? Damn. Jesus.
Hey, you're triggered, aren't you?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I mean, don't do that. I don't think that's a good thing to do. You're lucky these motherfuckers didn't have guns and try to shoot your ass back. I don't think you should do that. I don't think it's a nice thing to do. I mean, not saying these people deserve anything to be nice to them, but I don't think it helps anybody. But whatever. I also don't really give a shit. And again, calling the police on it, real loser ass bullshit. Okay? He does have a gun. Well, thankfully he's fat and stupid and didn't think to pull it out. Either his gun or his penis. The shooting may have been retaliation for being pepper sprayed earlier in the night after allegedly striking a live streamer. He wanted to come back around so he could kill her. Yeah, I'd imagine he lives with a desire to murder black women every day. That's probably what he wants. Part of this, because I'm about to click on this and be like, oh, is this like what? Yeah, I was basically taking Andy Ngo at his word and being like, oh, she was pepper sprayed earlier. What is that? Then I'm like, this is all probably a lie. Like, this is not probably the person who did that. He just, like, found a video of someone fucking annoying and is claiming it to be that. This isn't, like, a news story that's reporting facts. He's just trying to make people murder people.
That's why you're sitting here mad.
She's chipping out. She's chipping out. Me what? You drank too much.
Chimping out, by the way, is like a neo-Nazi thing they say about black people being mad. It's what they say when they are scared of black people. They say they're, quote, chimping out, you know, because there's a long history of black people being compared to, you know, apes and shit, which is why a couple weeks back when Donald Trump tweeted that stupid AI slop video that ended with like Barack Obama as an ape and Michelle Obama as an ape. And it was one of the more subtle right-wing videos because Michelle Obama didn't fuck him. She didn't fuck him and go, this is what you did to healthcare, Barack. He goes, oh, let me be clear. Big Mike is hitting my prostate. Let me be clear. Getting stimulated by Big Mike. Yeah, it's one of the more fucking subtle ones. But that sort of touched a nerve in everybody. And the greatest comeback to that, the number one, was there were two good ones. One, people going, actually, it's AI. I'm like, well, the video's there. What the fuck are you talking about? The other really good one is to go, actually, all humans are evolved from apes. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Damn. Got my ass. All right, let's watch this.
You've drank too much. You are drinking too much. Don't touch me.
Oh, look who it is. It's our good friend right there. That, of course, we want to know this. That, of course, is Ghislaine Maxwell right there on camera in front of us. So yeah, this seems like the other videos. It seems like you spend a lot of time, Lamp, just looking at people yell at each other. And I'm not doing a both sides thing, all right? We have a Nazi yelling at a black woman, and the black woman, all right? And you know what? I respect it, although I wouldn't say it's the best use of her time, but I do respect it, is yelling back at him, all right? And I'm not sure exactly like what the argument's about. I'd imagine the Nazi would like to kill her and she would like to not be killed. So they're currently engaged in a real high-level Oxford-style debate about that.
Don't fucking touch me.
You're an evil ass son of a bitch.
How much have you drank tonight? How much have I don't think so.
It's fuck ice.
I don't think
and fuck
so.
every Nazi ass, Gestapo ass, pink dick ass bitch that can't stay hard enough to impregnate his cousin to continue his bloodline.
Listen, he shouldn't hit her, but she should take that as an absolute victory because she fucking got his ass. That is how you need to talk to these people. All right? Just say they have weird dicks and they fuck their cousins. You want to make them mad. You want to make them mad enough to be violent. And I know that's bad and dangerous. And I don't blame anyone for not wanting to go that far. But big, oh, he maced you. So basically your life is just watching an episode of Pierce Morgan IRL and then getting maced shortly afterwards. That sounds terrible. You ever think about doing yoga? What if you like joined a board game club or something? I don't know. Yeah, okay, well. Oh, we still got like, this is only halfway done.
You're trying to steal shit.
Thank you.
Are you good? You just tried to steal.
Yeah, you stole my phone, you dumb bitch.
Oh, they did get it. They did, and it's right there. Yeah, so first off, pussy bitch. Call 911. Real men walk it off, all right? I'm transvestigating you, and I've determined you are not trans, because a real man would take that pepper spray and go, does anyone have some eggs? I want to cry into them. Give them a little kick. JK. So he just like pepper sprayed everybody, and he said you tried to steal. Did you try to steal his phone? Lamp. No. Don't try to steal phones.
You're stealing my phone.
You can't steal someone's phone. You can't.
You can't steal someone's phone, you dummy. If you were maced, you wouldn't be able to see, you dummy.
Does he have something in his fucking mouth? Or does he just have that? It's always weird when you see a Nazi and you immediately know why they were like that. Very fucking lunges at me and said I was trying to run away. I'm trying to fucking run away. LOL. You know, I mean, listen, say what you will. You are standing up, motherfucker. You are standing. It's always great when you meet a Nazi and just immediately know why they're like that. And been like, if like your soft palate was just like 1 fucking millimeter different and you didn't talk like that, you would just like have kids. You would just be hanging out in a backyard grilling right now. But because you talk like that, some black girl called you in 1st grade like a candy-ass tiny dick motherfucker, and now you're a Nazi. And that's how that fucking works. The guy who's yelling, you should see his face. It's one of the most unfortunate faces. That's the whole thing about all these guys. And that's what I was talking about earlier. We need to just, people talk about re-education camps. We don't even need that. all of the incels, we need to do a World War II-esque project, but just like building solar panels, okay? And then you think there were incels in World War II? Guess what? A lot of them died, A, which is probably best for everyone involved, you know? But then B, they came back and so many other people died, there was less competition, and so they were like, you know, hey, you're 15 and have no autonomy, what if I come in you? And consequently, that's what Mad Men's about. You know? The kids.
You can see you're not Mace. Yeah, see, we're not stealing your phone.
I didn't try and steal
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. You had it in your hand, you dumb bitch, and running away from me. You picked it up and was running away.
She tried to steal your phone? She did. Why?
Here's my honest thought. Guys need to chill out. Guys, calm down. Guys. All of these guys have so much energy and they're so mad. Over the weekend, Miss Irving released a tearful video on social media saying she was the victim of violence and she did no wrong. Okay, let's see.
So I just woke up to MAGA doxing me.
Okay, I'm not even sure this is the same person, to be honest with you. This might just be another black one. Maybe it's the same person. I don't know. But, okay, let's see what she has to say. This is her actual words. I'm presuming, and I shouldn't presume that anything on Andy No's page is in any way real. But I'm presuming that this is actually her video and how she wanted to express herself.
Mind you, this is what they did to my face. This is what they did to me.
Well, that's unfortunate. And again, I'm not even, you know, it's easy for me sitting in the comfort of my chair to be like, this is what you should do or what you shouldn't do. But what I'd tell her is don't give them this. They love this. It's their favorite thing to be fucking jacking off and like watching you cry. All right? Don't fucking give them this. All right? Come into it and just like wipe the tears with like $100 bills and just go like, oh, it's all my Obamacare money. I sold the free phone they gave me and I'm cleaning this up. I also sell crack. That's one of my favorite ones when they're like, black people, you sell crack. I'm like, oh, they actually have a business that provides a service to people? Someone selling crack is legitimately, unironically, not only way more fucking honorable, of course, but like way more capitalistic. That's actually the spirit of capitalism, to be selling crack than like fucking selling Bitcoin or some shit. Be making money off fucking NFTs. Guess what? You sell crack. Someone would like some crack. They come to you. They give you money. You give them crack. They smoke the crack. They're happy. That's good. That's a good business.
And now they're doxing me all over the internet. And they did this to me. Look at my face. I have second-degree burns all over my face. I can't even move my face.
Damn. Will that really give you second-degree burns? Fucking pepper spray? Shit. But again, and I get why you're feeling this. I'm not blaming you for feeling it. But don't fucking give it to him, dude. Don't let him have this. That makes him too happy.
I did not attack anyone. I didn't hurt anybody. All I did was move his camera. And he attacked me. Look at what he did to me. They vandalized my car. They kicked a dent in my car. They threw water bottles at me, threw water at me. And now they're all in my comments calling me the N-word, being racist as hell. Like, fuck Nazis, fuck all of you.
Yeah, fair. I mean, listen, based on the video I saw that was posted here, I don't think she took his phone. I'm not entirely sure she's the same woman who drove by here. If that's her face, well, that also wouldn't make sense. Would that be her face? Because that's clearly a different person than this. I don't fucking know. Oh, let's see what the comments have to say. She's extremely fortunate nobody fired back, thinking, no, here's one of the things. Andy No like makes a living off this. This has 150 likes. That's fucking like nothing. No, it is the same. Okay, well, good for her. Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that they were. Look at this. This has 7 comments. That's fucking it. And Andy No makes money. There's so much goddamn money on the right wing. Oh my fucking God. Why am I not getting sponsored? You guys, you need to all invest in Palantir. Has a lot more on the Nazi website. What I think Nazi website, I think, Daily Shoah. the right stuff. Here's the thing. The Daily Shoah was a Nazi podcast, and I think they have the website too. Maybe what was the fucking website that was a big website for these guys? I forget. But the Daily Shoah, like disgusting people, truly disgusting people. I do have more respect for them than like Andy No, for example, because like at least they're honest. They're open about being Nazis. That's better. Just Twitter, yeah, well, ain't that the fucking truth? Oh, goddamn, it's funny how bad Elon Musk. He had so much money. He put literally billions of dollars into Twitter and wanted everyone to call it X, and he just failed so fucking terribly. He can't do fucking anything. God, the funniest Epstein email, the absolute funniest, is Elon Musk being like, please let me go to the child fuck island. I want to go fuck so bad. Jeffrey, what's your best party? I need to fuck a child. And then all the other pedophiles were like, he is gonna ruin the vibe so bad. I'm gonna be balls deep in a 3-year-old and he's just gonna be like, look at my ex. Oh, what a fucking he's honest that he hasn't been to the island just because they didn't invite him. Yeah, Daily Shoah, disgusting, terrible, horrible people. That being said, decent pun. Not bad. The Daily Shoah. Shoah is the Jewish word for Holocaust, and so it's play of the Daily Show. Kind of clever. Kind of clever. John Carlson, whoever that is, says she's extremely fortunate nobody fired back thinking they were under attack. Okay. I mean, he's not wrong, to be fair. She is lucky. They didn't kill her, but it's not really saying anything. Leslie L. Allen. Have you noticed when leftists... okay, so whenever someone says leftists, I think they just mean like everybody to the right of fucking Goebbels. Like they kind of mean, I don't know. I never trust when anybody says left or liberal. They pretty much mean the same thing. Like there was that big poll that was going around recently, and I saw different people on the internet talking about it. And it was like, do you see that in a latest poll, like 45% or 50%, whatever. Let's look at how many it is. Percentage who thinks the Democratic Party is too liberal. All-time high number of Americans believe Democrats are, quote, too liberal. The number of Americans who think the Democratic Party has become too liberal is at an all-time high. The CNN survey found that support for left-wing candidates, including Zoran Mandani and Bernie Sanders, has surged in the party as the Democratic Socialist wing of the party grew. However, this interesting. Around 58% of voters, yes, thought the party was becoming had become too liberal in 2025, spiking from 48% in 2013. Blah blah blah. So the point here with all of this, right? You see this comment, and everybody in like the online left sphere, the fucking Hassan Majority Report, all these people were like, see, this is proof. This is proof that our left-wing populism, socialism, communism is going to take over, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. I think that, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't looked into the methodology of this. Maybe people actually specified, and I'm totally full of shit. But it seems to me that the average person thinks that A, like communism is liberalism. If someone says they're liberal, they're a communist. And C, or B, whatever the second letter is, they also think that the Democratic Party is crazy far left communist. Like the average person. So they talk about like support for Zoran Mamdani and Bernie Sanders. I agree. They have surged in the party. People are schizophrenic. They don't know anything. They like a lot of left-wing populist positions when it's presented to them. There's obviously a big anti-establishment streak in America right now. But they also, will associate the Democratic Party with like insane fucking communism. So my bigger point, I like Zoran Mamdani. I think he ran a great fucking campaign. Hopefully he can do a good job in New York. It's very hard to run New York, but I wish him the best. I really am glad that he won. People say like he represents the future of the party. In some ways, I do think the future of not only Democratic Party, but the future of everywhere is young, like engaging, charismatic people. Duh, that should go without fucking saying. The notion of the far left policies, I'm not sure they would fucking work everywhere. And I'm not sure people are necessarily reading this article correctly. Around 58% of voters thought the party had become too liberal in 2025. The Democrats are moving to the left. The far left is gaining power, and there could be some electoral repercussions because what I see right now is voters, the clear majority says they are too liberal. Harry Inton. Oh, yeah. So this is definitely, so first off, this whole article is bullshit. I don't know who Harry Inton is, but clearly CNN got bought. Or no, this is The Independent. Oh, but this guy's on CNN. Who's Harry Inton? Is he some fucking right-wing ghoul, I'd imagine? Harry Inton, he was a senior political writer and analyst for the website 538. Interesting. I don't know. I expected him to be like an old psycho guy. Maybe I'm wrong. But the thing that it says right here, the Democrats are moving to the left. The far left is gaining power, and there could be some electoral repercussions. What we see right now is voters, a clear majority, say they're too liberal, blah, blah, blah. So Harry Inton is clearly saying, like, you know, they're moving far to the left, quote unquote, et cetera, et cetera. They're winning elections like crazy right now. Democrats are doing real well in elections, but all elections are like special elections. And the problem is that it can give people like, I want to say they overestimate the sense of hope for the future electorally, right? Now, granted, it's definitely not nothing because winning these special elections and putting people that aren't fascists in positions of power or local power could be even more important than federal power, actually, in certain ways. But electorally, you can't necessarily take this win of Democrats to even apply to, quite frankly, even the midterms, let alone the 2028 presidential election. All right. Although I do think Democrats will sweep the midterms because that's enough in this category, which is to say voters now, it used to be the opposite. Republican voters used to vote all the fucking time. And Democratic voters were basically like vibes voters who was like, I don't know, I'll just show up and fucking vote, man. I don't know, vote for the Democrat, whatever, who gives a shit. But now it's kind of flipped. Democrats, because again, the average wine mom, the actual Democratic voters, not the fucking communists on the internet, the actual Democratic voters are again of the position that every Republican alive is an affront to God, which I agree with, and I fully support that position entirely. But they want Republicans to suffer. They're voting every fucking election. That's why Democrats are blowing the fuck out special elections. All right, places that Trump won by like 15 points, now Democrats are winning by like 30 points. Now, granted, this is what's interesting about sort of the flip between Republicans and Democrats, which is that Democrats, people tend to like individual Democratic candidates, including obviously Zora Mamdani and Bernie Sanders and other people. They tend to like individual Democratic candidates. They fucking hate and despise the Democratic Party nationally, federally. And it's interesting, Republicans have the exact opposite. Republican voters love the federal government. They love Trump. They do not like individual politicians because, and this sort of concludes what I was saying previously, Republican voters now are the ones that are so fucking stupid that they literally just don't know DNC is jacked. DNC has a lot of fucking problems. Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing with anyone who has a low opinion of the federal Democratic Party. Don't get me wrong. And you know me, I'm a fucking lib. I'm a vote blue no matter who kind of guy. But I'm like, Chuck Schumer, step the fuck down, dude. Stop. Step down and maybe suck your own dick. Wouldn't that be great? But the point is, the average Republican voter literally doesn't know what a special election is. They might not know what a midterm is. What would be fascinating is to ask, like, the average Republican voter how far into the administration they could go. Like, who's the hardcore? So I was about to say, like, who's the Secretary of Education? Actually, I know. Isn't it Linda McMahon, Vince McMahon's? I don't know. It's going to be vote blue. We put a bullet in your head soon. I think you might be being a little hysterical. But, as all women tend to be, let's talk about it. So here's the thing. Everyone's mad right now because Hassan Piker, and I'll put up a picture of him because he's so hot. Because individual personalities dominate everything. Hassan Piker is very, very hot. And so, you know, everyone's obsessed with what he said. But he was on a podcast the other day, and someone said, maybe we can even just find the video. Videos are good. People like videos, right? What we're going to do. Where's the YouTube? Don't worry about what I was searching before this. YouTube.com. Oh, shit. Bad Bunny did a Tiny Desk concert. Oh, good for him. Hassan Piker. By the way, the first thing you get is Hassan Piker dog shock collar. Won't vote for Gavin Newsom. Now everyone loses their fucking mind about this shit. He's had it. Let's see if they put it at the beginning. What? The EB Knows podcast? Okay. Hassan should join ICE. He'd be great. Sam Piker says he wouldn't vote for Gavin Newsom. True. Yeah, we get your hip-hop stuff. Okay, we get it.
So being prepared for that is a good idea. Who would you vote for? Hassan said he would vote for Had It podcast lady. Who I guess is a liberal, but she leans a little further
Hassan
left.
Piker, I've Had It podcast.
The further left type argument.
Hassan's right about Gavin Newsom. Hassan said, what? The Vanguard. This is a Republican op. Let me see what he says.
J.D. Vance or Gavin Newsom?
Well, I'd have to vote for Gavin Newsom.
Me
of course,
too.
100%.
I wouldn't blink. What about you, Hassan?
I'd probably vote third party.
You would?
Okay, and then he's going to yell about Hassan. Because this guy's whole thing in the YouTube ecosystem is to complain about. Hassan is so hot that there are people who make their living just fucking complaining about him. But the thing is, the question now, everyone's... I mean, who gives a shit what Hassan Piker is going to vote for? He won't vote for someone unless they're communist. That's his fucking position. Whatever. Who gives a shit? Literally, who cares? But there you go. We'll put him in the background. Let's go to images right here. But the question is, should you vote for Gavin Newsom? Lamp boobs, will you commit to voting blue no matter who right now? Will you commit to it? No. If someone says, as they asked him here, if it comes down to Gavin Newsom and J.D. Vance, I would rather, I think that's how a lot of people are. Would you rather vote for Gavin Newsom or J.D. Vance? And I have a couple different things. I'd probably vote for Gavin Newsom, whatever. I'd vote Democrat. I'd vote harm reduction. I think it's a better world is easier to be formed under a liberal than a fascist. But a lot of people would vote for neither. And at the end of the day, people are allowed to vote who they're going to vote for. I'm not going to sit here and scold people or tell everybody else. What I would say is that it makes a big difference to me, and I think this is a piece of disagreement with a lot of people on the left, is I would say, did Gavin Newsom, but here's a good point, if they nominate Gavin Newsom, who's the they? What I'm saying is that if primary voters overwhelmingly vote for Gavin Newsom, okay, they're proving they will never get any better. That's what a lot of people are saying. And maybe they're right. I have sympathy for that, because the biggest argument to me that throws me out is the idea that it would have been better if Trump had won in 2020, which I think is probably true, I remember at the time, certainly, and I voted for Biden and I pushed it. But a lot of people will be like, well, he's not going to, and Biden did a lot of things I agree with and a lot of stuff I liked, but he's not tackling the fundamental institutional rot that leads to the MAGA movement, right? So if Gavin Newsom was the candidate, would I vote for him? Yes, I probably would. Some people wouldn't. At the end of now you say if the Democrats didn't force out the better candidate, okay? Democrats gave us Trump. Now, a couple things that we have going on here, right? Things the Democratic Party did in 2016 and 2020 to Bernie Sanders. In 2016, it was bad to have Debbie Wasserman Schultz as the head of the DNC. Clearly, Hillary Clinton was sort of anointed it, but no one took Bernie Sanders seriously until after it was too late. At the end of the day, you can complain about what the DNC did, and they did things that I didn't like, more in 2020 than in 2016. But that's not true. We remember it differently. Okay, in 2016, Hillary Clinton, more people voted for her, even without the super delegates that people bring out. More people voted in the primary for her than for Bernie Sanders. Now, you can talk about mainstream media control. You can talk about how they framed Bernie Sanders. And again, I'm going to hear more in 2020. All right. Put a bird on it. Put a bird on Hillary Clinton, who's now dead. Who gives a shit about it? She had so much name recognition, so much money. Hillary Clinton was so hated by far left and far right people, but she wasn't that unpopular with middle America and everything like that. But ultimately, she lost the election. And in 2020, what the Democratic Party did, the biggest thing they did, there were certain things like, listen, I was caucusing for Bernie in Iowa. I remember coming back and seeing like, oh, he had won, and then seeing Buttigieg claimed he had won. Things like the Des Moines Register, I think, I'm half remembering shit right now. But Bernie Sanders won the polling leading into it. There was media, but the Des Moines Register didn't publish that kind of polling. Think about that, okay? Did the Democratic Party put a thumb on the scale for Joe Biden? I think they did, and I'll tell you when I think they did. Because it was right. Bernie wins Iowa, really, and Pete says he wins. Bernie wins Nevada. Bernie has always had a problem with black voters. I'm sorry. You could argue as to why that is. I certainly think Bernie didn't hire the best people to run his campaigns. And again, I worked on those campaigns. I helped it all. I wish he could have been elected. Obviously, he wouldn't have been able to do everything that we would have liked to have seen him do, but I think he would have been a movement for real progressive change in America, and I think he would have been an amazing president. I loved Bernie. All right, I have a Bernie poster right over there that I could show you. But I obviously donated. I knocked on doors. I drove to Iowa. I caucused. I fully supported Bernie Sanders. And it fucking hurt a lot when all the moderate candidates dropped out and endorsed Joe Biden. What you got to understand is Joe Biden had that southern wall. The base of support for the Democratic Party, the true blue base of support, is old black people. And old black people didn't vote for Bernie Sanders. I'm sorry. It breaks my heart too. I think that, I don't know. We could talk about the ways they could have done things differently. I don't like the way all the candidates dropped out and coalesced around Biden. I think if they hadn't done that, if Pete Buttigieg and Klobuchar, even Tulsi Gabbard, although she's her own fucking thing now, obviously, but she dropped out and endorsed Biden as well. Okay? Andrew Yang dropped out and endorsed Biden. Clearly, in that moment, the DNC, the Democratic Party, said Joe Biden's the only one who can actually win this thing. Okay? He's the only real hope that we have to not have the socialist rank, to enable and ensure our power, and possibly to win. You could even say the least cynical thing would be to say that Bernie would have lost to Donald Trump, which he might have. I like to think Bernie would have won, and maybe he would have. We really don't know. But I'll tell you this. Bernie, to a lot of people, a lot of Democratic voters, they didn't know who he was. He didn't have the name recognition. And like, even the populist economic policies, it has to be presented in certain ways. Everyone's a vibe-based voter. But here's my actual, sum of the whole thing. Should Hassan Piker vote for Gavin Newsom? It would have been a lot of people that voted for Trump in 2016 originally wanted Bernie. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong, but you need data to back that up. He would have won a lot of people that voted for Trump in 2016 originally wanted Bernie. I'd have to actually see. Well, in 2016, we just have such different. I think in 2016, this is interesting. I think in 2016, Bernie Sanders was not cheated out of the primary, but he would have won the general. Because Donald Trump was not terribly popular. He's gotten more popular amongst Republicans every single election, okay? But in terms of 2028, if someone asked me, would you vote for Gavin Newsom? The answer is probably yes, but let's focus on that when we come to it. If 2028 rolls around and Gavin Newsom has actually won the primary, gotten more votes, all right? There's a lot of people just wanting an outsider but aren't as invested in politics. But that's grown so much more. Like, in 2016, Donald Trump got less votes in 2016 than Mitt Romney got in 2012. They are very hot pictures, aren't they? He's a hot feller. Too hot. It means people can't honestly assess his positions on anything. But the whole thing is, if Gavin Newsom actually wins the nomination in 2028, I think I'd be willing to vote for him. But my question to Hassan, I would say, and this is my point to you, I would also say a lot of people's hate on Gavin Newsom, I think, is based around his podcast appearance, which, to be fair, are fucking dog shit. It's so stupid of him to have done the Charlie Kirk, the Steve Bannon, the fucking Ben Shapiro podcast. It's so dumb. It's not the energy people want. Don't fucking do it. But I would like to have more criticisms of Gavin Newsom actually focus on legislation he's passed in California. A lot of it very, very progressive, okay? He's not my first choice because I don't think he's electable. And people will complain and be like, well, he doesn't actually believe anything. I don't give a shit. He is concerned. I mean, break that down a little bit more. Here's the thing. Most Democrats are. Yeah, they're to the right of me broadly. But here's my point, right? So I'm getting distracted actually defending Gavin Newsom or not defending Gavin Newsom. There might come a time when I feel a need to defend Gavin Newsom, but now is not that time. Okay? What I would say to Hassan and everybody who's like, if they give us Gavin Newsom, who's the they? Who is the they? Because my thing to you is if you would like to take power, okay, go for it. We've tried neoliberalism, we've tried conservatism. If far leftists want power, you have to get it. You have to get people to vote for you. So like I was saying this earlier, and I got all distracted from it. But if the far leftists, let's say you are a fucking, far left communist, as everyone in my chat is, I love it all, I love you all. If you want to win power in a democracy, and if you want to destroy a democracy, then we have a whole nother question about how you get power, and it's going to involve a lot more punching people in the face. But let's presume democracy is still on the table in this situation, okay? We don't live in a democracy. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I would say that with the sheer amount of money that we have, I don't think that people are exercising their democracy as I would like. All right. Because people talk about stealing elections or something like that. And it's like, well, it's easier to what's easier than hacking a voting machine is just lying to people, just putting billions of dollars into lying to people, funding Andy No. These are systems in power. All right. That's 100% true. I would say that we live in a democracy, but we have an uninformed electorate. All right. First off, we have a representative democracy, but whatever. I'm rounding up basically. So if far leftists want power in a democracy, you have two choices, okay? I would vote for a politician that doesn't have a strong position on electoral reform, above pretty much everything else. Democrats don't seem to want to win. We're getting into that problem right now, but again, the point to me is that when people say if they put up Gavin Newsom, and it's like, well, if more people want to vote for him, and ultimately, this is my point to the whole Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders thing. In 2016 and 2020, more people voted for other primary candidates. All right? Okay? They just want to keep their individual. There's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to all of that. More people voted for them. Now, you can talk about the work of propaganda and mainstream media and et cetera, or even voter suppression, which honestly isn't such a big thing in Democratic primaries, but certainly is a big thing at the federal level in federal elections. But if you want, if Hassan Parker's desire is to not have Gavin Newsom win the presidency, I respect that. I don't necessarily disagree with him, okay? My question for you is, what are you going to do? You can't just say, I told the Democrats. You got to talk to the voters, man. You have to either get all of, if you truly believe that most people are actually economically populist in the same way you are, and maybe you're right, you have to either convince them all to vote, everyone who agrees with you to vote. Basically, this is what it comes down to. You have to either convince everyone who agrees with you to go vote, or convince everybody who doesn't agree with you to agree with you. Okay? So my question to you, Hassan Piker, is not if you would vote for Gavin Newsom or J.D. Vance. All right? I've heard arguments for either side, and I get it, and I don't necessarily disagree. I am not going to Fed post. Yeah, sure. My point is that if that's your goal, to not have these people elected, I mean, whenever people go real round, I'm always reminded of that great tweet where someone goes, everyone on Twitter will be like, you believe in voting? That pales in comparison to my strategy, firebombing a Walmart, and then they don't firebomb a Walmart. I'm not recommending firebombing a Walmart. I'd much rather have things solved electorally. There are those who say we're past that in this country. I sure hope they're wrong, but we'll see. You might be fucking right. But put forth your candidate. Volunteer, help them in the goddamn midterms, all right? That's my thing, all right? And if you truly don't believe in electoralism, then be like Lamp and go yell at people outside. Go yell at Nazis. All right, either support primary candidates or yell at Nazis. That's really the whole thing. All right, guys, I'm going to go make dinner. I'm going to get the hell out of here. But thanks for hanging out tonight. We solved it all. Do everything I say. Everything politically is correct. And I don't care who you vote for, but you all need to spam Hassan Parker on all social media and tell him that he is not as hot as me, that I am hotter than him. That is what I want. Okay, love you, bye. I'm always right. Well, you probably are. And that's the unfortunate part. I think if you're S-Lamp, who would you vote for in the primary in 2028 is like, I think I'll be busy foraging. I think I'm going to be busy with a fucking shotgun trying to get meat. Okay, so, and that's probably the correct thing.